Hi there, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Rollins, Chief of Communications for Santa Cruz City Schools, and this year we're doing something a little bit different to help incoming parents, that is parents who are getting ready or families that are getting ready to start at a new school, gain a better understanding of what is going on at that school, what student life is going to be like, and what supports and opportunities are available for them. And so the first in this series is our high schools, and what we're going to be doing is trying to give a preview of what activities, what curriculum, what supports exist at our high schools so that families and students can make the most of their time at our schools. High school is obviously an incredibly important period in education. I mean, they all are. But this is a time where students are exploring their futures and seizing the opportunities around them. And what they need is guidance, support, and high expectations. So we're going to go over a little bit how we provide those things for families so that you can have a good understanding coming in next fall or in the next couple years, how to make the most of your high school experience. So very quickly, we tend to start these meetings with a sort of rundown of our beliefs and goals as a school district. And you can comb through these yourself. We're not going to read them all out loud. Really what it boils down to is we see education as the place that gives everyone that equal starting line, that wonderful beginning of an opportunity to make the most of yourself in your life and reach prosperity. And we see it as our job to ensure that absolutely everyone gets the same access to supports and opportunities so that they can develop going forward and have a prosperous future. Okay, so high school is really a bounty of opportunities. And that's one of the things that we want parents to know well ahead of time because we think that'll help get started in high school. This is a place where students not only explore and develop passions, but can find passions and interests because they have the opportunity to explore so many different directions and get an understanding of who they are, what they're interested in, and what kind of things they want to learn to become good at. So as we're talking here today, we're not going to be talking about any one high school. We're going to be talking about the high school experience that exists district-wide. We obviously have 3 comprehensive high schools spread out across this part of the county: Harbor High in Midtown, Soquel in downtown Soquel, and Santa Cruz High in downtown Santa Cruz. And they're all roughly the same size in terms of student body, and they all feature the supports, opportunities, activities, and curriculum that we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, most people decide to go to the high school that is closest to where they live, but we are a district of choice. Not everyone chooses to do that. They can choose to go to other high schools for various reasons. And we're immensely proud that we have so many students who decide to transfer in from outside of our district or from charter and private middle schools to take advantage of the wealth of opportunities that we have for students in our high schools. Okay, so here's the summary of what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be having a look at our college prep academic program, our career technical education program and classes, because we really want people to make the most of this, and it's expanding all the time. We're going to go over what our academic support systems look like for typical students. We're going to cover some of the extracurricular and enrichment offerings that we have available to everyone, as well as the leadership opportunities that we're fortunate enough to be able to offer our students. We're going to cover some of our award-winning programs and talk a little bit about why it's not just bragging. We see this as a confidence-building opportunity for students that's very necessary. We're going to go over what our social, emotional, and mental health support systems and resources look like at our campuses and within our communities. We're going to talk about the connection and diversity of perspectives that we offer at our schools, as well as give a rundown of school safety. And that's going to be the sort of basic overview of what we're covering today. This is what our preview looks like that we think all parents should be able to have before getting things started in high school. So we are starting with academics. Of course, a rigorous curriculum prepares students for future success. And this is one of the reasons why all of our courses are college prep. This is with the exception of a handful of specific support courses and just a couple of our career technical education courses. Otherwise, everything is college prep. That's for students who are bound for college, but also for all students in general. This is just that higher level of academics that we believe is helpful for all students. All of our teachers are credentialed within their subject areas, which we think is, of course, extremely important that students are taught by experts. All students also have access to all of our advanced placement courses. We have an incredibly wide range of AP courses available to students, and this is good not only for college application and admission, but just to raise GPA overall, and to give students the opportunity to dive deeper in a subject area that they're particularly interested in or adept in their studies. We also offer all of our students the California Seal of Biliteracy through all of our world language courses, and many students decide to pursue these in multiple languages as they go through. We also offer a program of dual enrollment with Cabrillo College, which can be a great opportunity for students to take college courses while they're still in high school. And this gives that great understanding and sort of preview of what it's like to take college courses, and it can be a way that students can get a jump start on their college career while they're in high school. We also are very proud to partner with most of our local universities. To make sure that path to college is really accessible and understandable for all students. We have students and staff members from the universities come to our high schools throughout the year to give that understanding of what it's going to be like and give students a head start as they're looking toward a college career. We are, of course, immensely proud of our placement, the placement of our graduates at prestigious universities across the country, even across the world. This here is a rundown of where the class of 2022 are headed, or were headed. A lot of them have started already, they've started already. And every year it tends to look a lot like this. This is a pretty typical breakdown of where our students go. Likewise, we're very proud that our student body is regularly awarded a lot of money in grants and scholarships, and a lot of that has to do with the work of our counseling program, who helps students seek grants and scholarships. And so this transitions pretty nicely into our technical education, our career technical education program, which is something that we're incredibly proud of. It's not, in the past, high schools in California have offered professional training courses and things like that. CTE is bigger than that. It's simply a hands-on approach to learning, and it does teach students professional skills, and they learn from professionals in industries and professions. But this work also really bolsters college applications and allows students to explore many different endeavors, career paths, and skills. But all of these courses are also college prep courses. And they range from everything from sort of the theoretical and scientific to the very hands-on to the profession specific. You can see the range that we have listed here. And we're really excited about CTE because not only does the data show that participation in these programs boosts graduation, but also improves college acceptance rates and the persistence of students. And so one of the things that we like best about the CTE program is that all students who participate in it will learn how to write a resume. They will learn how to write a portfolio of skills. They also work on letters of introduction and interest, and they work on interview skills as well. So of course, this doesn't just help professionally, but it helps students in their endeavors to apply to colleges, many of which still require interviews or as part of the application process. And also, many of these skills help in applying for grants and scholarships, both in the letter writing and in the interviewing that they work on in all CTE courses. It's something that we're very excited about. We've been expanding these year over year because of the wonderful impact that we've seen in student trajectory. And that brings me nicely to student supports. So what our goal is in offering academic supports to students is really arm them with the tools that they need to succeed on their own. We are teaching independence, and that's the goal of the supports that we offer. One of the most important things that we want all parents to understand in the support system is the RTI coordinator. And RTI stands for Response to Intervention. And what this is a dedicated teacher support resource. And we have these at all of our schools. And it's their job to look at the academic trajectory of every student and customize the support around them so that they're getting exactly the kind of instruction that will help them succeed best and allow them to learn, as I said, to develop the tools to drive their own success going forward. So what the RTI coordinator does to support the student is connect them with a wide range of supports that we have. And this can be anything from instructor tutoring, that's direct work with a staff member, to working with our peer tutoring program, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment, but we're really excited about how well that's been going at our schools. We, of course, have broad support for language support for English learning students. And we also offer broad supports in special education as well. But all students have access to a network of support courses, credit recovery courses, and more specific and granular interventions that give students that one-on-one support and or that workshop time to bolster themselves in these classes. So I said that I'd talk a little bit more about our peer tutoring. This is something that we're incredibly excited about. We launched it in earnest just last year. It had been going somewhat at our campuses, but we formalized it and really expanded it starting last year. And what this is we have students who are doing particularly well in their subject areas have the opportunity to tutor their peers. And the reason this is great is both sides benefit immensely from this activity. The workshop phase in interacting with difficult subject matter often is better for the tutored student to learn from their peers because it's easier to connect. It's easier to workshop when you're less. There isn't that sort of threshold of intimidation, and you're working directly with someone that you know quite well. It's easier to grasp and easier to move forward in these areas. But for the tutor, it's just been incredibly helpful and useful because we found that not only does it really push them further forward in their subject matter expertise, but it teaches them teaching skills, communication skills, how to manage groups of people. It's an incredible opportunity for the students who decide to tutor because, of course, we train them on how to be effective teachers and we pay them. It's a job. It's a good job and it looks wonderful on college applications as well. So we really just see this as a wonderful win-win across the board. Okay, and then we wanted also to give a little bit of a glance at campus safety. We know that for the past couple of years, all of our safety conversations out to parents or to the community have been really wrapped up in COVID protocols. And so we want to make sure that everyone has a strong understanding of what safety looks like on our campuses. Because obviously mental, emotional, and physical safety are vital for learning. Students need to feel comfortable and safe, of course, while they're learning. So we invest a lot of time and resources into connectedness and relationships. And a lot of this is following Secret Service data that really points to the idea that a student's connection to their student body, to their staff, and to their campus is one of the biggest determining factors of school safety. So we train our teachers and all of our staff members in making sure that those connections are being formed, that students have a sense of belonging, that they trust the staff and find it easy to approach them with any issue that they have. We survey students every year to see how well they're connecting with their peers, how well they're connecting with the campus, so that we can sort of find anyone who isn't as connected and engage them with people and peers and supports that will make them feel like they belong at the campus. Because of course, all of our students are supported with dedicated mental and emotional health resources. We have trained therapists at all of our campuses, and students can make appointments with them. They have office hours. Students can just walk in directly and talk to them. All of our staff are as well trained for different crises by law enforcement, natural disasters, or all sorts of things like that, so that we have protocols, specific protocols in place. We know what to do in the event of any crisis. We are rolling out smart lock systems at all of our campuses that will give teachers and administrators the easy ability to lock down areas if need be. And also, all new students coming in will have access to an anonymous tip system that will be an app that they have access to, where any concern that they have can be very easily and anonymously reported to staff. And so I touched on this somewhat because we obviously have a lot of mental health resources that we're really, really happy to have and be able to offer at our campuses. But also the other role of the counseling department is comprehensive college and career counseling. So the counseling offices can help with college applications, scholarships, seeking grants. They can also help students navigate career paths and applications and the job market and what that looks like. But the counseling office also, as I said, has licensed therapists on staff to provide direct support to any students who need it. And this is anything from crisis to just having a hard week or having an argument with your friends. We want to make sure that our students have someone to talk to in any event to make sure that they are supported. All students are offered mental health counseling. We also run a survey every year in partnership with UCSB, where we ask a series of questions of all of our student body so that we can identify anyone who is in need of support and connect them with the supports that we have available. Our counseling department also trains our entire staff on how to engage with emotional and social and mental distress. They look for the markers of they teach staff to look for the markers of distress in students and know how to engage them supportively and to connect them with any support that's needed. And I should also say that parents and families can get involved in this too. If you think that your student should talk to someone or has something that they're anxious about or anything that's going on, we try to create a very easy open door policy for the student to walk in, but you can also reach out and make an appointment for your student or refer them to the counseling office. Okay, so one of the biggest bounties that we have for our students is extracurricular activities. And this, of course, is one of the huge benefits of a comprehensive public high school, is that this is the widest array of extracurricular activities that you'll find. And we're really proud of course, our wide range of athletics and sports teams that give students the ability to learn about themselves, connect with others, learn how to cooperate, learn how to lead. But also we have a wide array of artistic and expressive endeavors, from dance to theater to choir to visual arts of all kinds, bands, ensembles. We also have a wide array of clubs, which are a wonderful opportunity for students to get together with like-minded peers, to explore interests that they might have, whether these are political or just taste-based, or anything that they where they want to come together and have activities. We have a thriving scene of clubs on our campuses, and of course, students can start any club that they want, and they can make it what they want it to be with the support of staff. And we're obviously incredibly proud about that, and we want to express our gratitude to our community for your help in this, because of course the parcel taxes that Santa Cruz passed a number of years ago and then made permanent just a couple years ago have had a huge impact, and they're a huge reason why we're able to offer so many extracurricular activities, because these are the spaces outside the classroom and interacting with peers directly. They're such vital spaces for students to gain an understanding of who they are, what they care about, and what they want to be doing. It's a huge side of personal development that we see as necessary and analogous to the academic development as well. Because that's another thing that we want parents to understand. And of course, families will understand this from their memories of high school. But our high schools are very much, they feel like thriving cities. There's always something going on. And in every corner, there is some spark of life and interest. And we want to make sure that students really have that understanding of, this is all laid out before you, and you can go anywhere on campus and sort of find your part of it and find something that lights you up and activates you. By the same token, we have many opportunities for students to develop or explore leadership, because obviously we see it as incredibly important for students to take agency and to see the impact of that agency in the world around them. So of course we have ASB, the Associated Student Body. There are positions every year that students can run for to represent their peers and be involved in student government. But beyond that, even we recently have created student trustee seats on our Board of Education so that they can be part of those conversations and even part of decision making on the board level. We have superintendent advisory councils where either generally or based around specific issues, students can represent their interests and their peers directly with the superintendent and be part of conversations of what to add or change going forward. We have Link Crew active on all of our campuses where students have the opportunity to mentor incoming students and show them the ropes and acclimate them to high school life. We have, as I said, peer tutoring. I mean, this is a wonderful opportunity to learn leadership, and also our students have said that peer tutoring really gives them the opportunity to get a stronger understanding of interacting and communicating with people, and it teaches that realization of how everyone has a different communication style. You need to take a different approach in interacting with every individual, and obviously that is a huge boon to a leadership experience. We also have, of course, leadership positions in all of our clubs and bands and athletic teams, and these are opportunities for students to really explore leadership as well. We also have diverse opportunities in both service learning and community service, where students can explore leadership out in their community. We also wanted to point out that one of the things that we really offer is a diversity of perspectives, backgrounds, and experience, which we think really pushes all students to a broader and faster development. Developing minds need variety. They also need to interact with the real world around them, and that's something that we offer. And it creates a stronger connection to peers, to classroom, and to the community and society that they live in. It's something that we offer at public schools. It's also something that we believe in as vital and beneficial to development. And as I said, we did want to mention our award-winning programs. And it isn't just to brag. We think this is a wonderful opportunity for the students. It's a wonderful opportunity for students, art students of all kinds, to be able to see their work featured in local galleries, which they regularly are. Our music students participate in competitions. They're recognized for excellence every single year, as well as our mock trial groups regularly are recognized at the county and state level for the work that they put in. Their career technical education classes compete against other students, and they have routinely been recognized at local, state, and international competitions. And of course, our athletic endeavors afford students the opportunity to win championships, which they regularly do, and make playoff runs, and be awarded and recognized amongst their peers. And we see that as a huge, a wonderful opportunity to boost confidence and show students what they're capable of. Okay, and so we also wanted to make sure that all families understood how many opportunities are available to you to get involved in your high school and in the high school experience, from site councils where you can work with high school administration directly and make sure that your voices are heard, to site bond committees, because obviously there's a lot more modernization and development work that's going to be going on at all of our school sites over the next 10 years, which you can get involved in. We have thriving parent-teacher organizations organizations at all of our schools, as well as booster clubs, so that you can get support, directly involved in support of students, and have your voice heard in terms of what you think is important and what should happen at your school. Our ELAC groups all have leadership positions, and parents can get deeply involved in that, as well as different district-wide advisory councils. Like CTE has an advisory council where you can weigh in on what you think students should be learning and what directions this education should go in. There's lots of ways for parents to really grab hold of and be involved in that. And we also wanted to make it clear that to everyone what the next steps look like. If you want to learn more between now and the start of next school year, you can always reach out to your principal, the principal of your nearby high school, or the one that you're interested in. The contact info is here. You can always ask them questions or ask for clarifications, or schedule a school tour. All of our high schools are offering school tours, and you can reach out to them and see what dates might work for you. And we also have open houses scheduled at all of our high schools, which I've listed here on the slide, where you will have the opportunity to go explore campus, ask questions, and get a firsthand look at life at high school. So, again, this is the first year that we've done this. We've offered this sort of advanced preview, but we know that it's such a big transition. We really wanted to offer it to families so that you can get excited, but also have a really strong understanding of everything that's available to you and your students on day one when you show up for high school. So thank you so much for going through it. This is, of course, a re-record of the webinar that we put out, because for whatever reason Zoom didn't record it. But thank you for watching this if you've watched it. And if you have any questions whatsoever about any of this, you can always reach out to me. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I will find the person who does. I'll put my email up here so that it's very, very clear and easy how to reach out to us and ask for more information. Again, thank you so much for being here. We're so excited. And we can't wait to meet you and your student as they start their high school experience and make their way to college or career. College and career. Yeah. Thanks again. Bye.